I'm David Madeira, Vice Chairman of America's Automotive Trust, and I'm happy to be here today with my great friend, longtime friend of 20 years, Corry McFarland, former chairman and now immediate past chairman of America's Automotive Trust and LeMay America's Car Museum. Corry, good to be with you.
Nice to be with you, David.
Always.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
I love being with you.
Corry, I think before we get into your cars, which I really look forward to talking about, we ought to talk about a little bit about how you got involved here. And you know, you're one of the first people I met when I came 20 years ago to start this project. You're one of the people who welcomed me and heeded the call to come and help. So tell me about your thoughts back then and how you got involved.
Well, at that point in time, I was CEO of our family business in wood preservation. And I was traveling a lot and I was busy, but when I heard that Harold was going to give his collection and that the community was going to get together and build a museum, I thought, what a fantastic thing, because I definitely had cars deep in my heart, in my blood. So I wanted to get involved in it, and you were kind enough to invite me to serve on the board and get more involved, and it's been a pleasure.
So Corry, you got involved, you've been involved for 20 years, you've been chairman for 6 years, been a major donor, you've done everything a CEO could ask or a board could ask. And you just mentioned that this all started because deep down you had this love of cars that I don't think most people knew, because your cars weren't here.
No, they
so
weren't.
Tell us about where they were.
Okay, well, I grew up in Sandpoint, Idaho, on Lake Pend Oreille, and my first car was a 1911 Model T Ford, which was given to me by my uncle. Because I used to go out in my grandparents' garage and blow the horn and pretend driving the car when I was really young. That was 14 when he gave it to me. So I was really proud to have that car, and it just blossomed in me, and I said, oh, I love cars. Which is really handy because my father, J.R. Bob McFarland, loved cars. So I fell right in with him and wanted to see the cars and drive the cars. But after my father died, and before that, we had put them up on blocks in our barn. We had a show barn, cattle barn that we cleaned up and made it a show place for cars. We had them up on blocks for 40 years, just turning the engines over and keeping oil in them. And because we were so busy running the business that's all we did, is when our friends came over to Sandpoint, we'd go out on a barn tour and lift them up and look at the cars, each one of them, and talk about where they came from and what they meant to us. And so when my brother Greg and I finally sold the company in November of 2012, we said, you know what, now we got time to play with them. So let's take them someplace where people can see them.
It's really interesting to me that this project made you busier, but because of this project, it tell me if I'm wrong, but it kind of re-engaged you, and so you brought those cars here,
Right.
where now you get to enjoy them several days a week, and you've
Yes, I
spent
do.
time and money getting them running and enjoying them more.
Right. It's been fun to do that.
So, you know, Corey, thinking about your stewardship, your stewardship of these, I think your dad and your mom would be really proud of you.
I think that Dad would be very, very happy if he knew they were all in here, where people can see them and that we've taken care of them, and maybe not run them as often as we should, but he would love it. Well, he definitely had a love of cars, and this 1955 Mercedes Gullwing, it's my baby, was one of the first ones that he bought, an older car, and he was very excited about buying it. He bought it in Spokane from a dealer there. And then he bought the 1959 BMW in Spokane.
A BMW what, Corey?
BMW 507, 1959 BMW 507.
And how many of those were made?
252.
Yeah. Your dad did okay, didn't he?
That was a good buy.
So tell us more about this car. Do you remember when he bought it? Or?
Kind of, but I was working in, probably in Montana, running a pole yard and buying timber and things. So I came home and had this in the garage. And I was, wow, nice going, Dad.
So
I want one of those.
yeah, well, now you have one. So of those cars and their beauties, why is this one, the 55 SL Gullwing, why is it your baby?
Well, it's probably one of the most iconic cars, of sports cars. And I haven't quit collecting them, but I have so many magazines with this on the cover, or books that have the SL Gullwing, and then after that, the Roadsters. And it's just an icon. I wouldn't, it wouldn't be a collection if we didn't have one of these.
Yeah. It's interesting how this car with the Gullwings is such a draw, right? Everybody wants to go and look at that.
Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful car.
Yeah.
Great lines, great idea.
Corey, you know, in our 20 years together, one of the things that we had the opportunity to do, and where our relationship has really grown, is in the effort to build America's Car Museum.
Yes, it was a grand idea.
So, Corey, we've had a lot of fun building this, and you've cared for your father's legacy. More importantly, you've helped us create a legacy. How's that feel to you?
Feels great. So proud of being a part of this museum, helping build it, funding it. Have some really, really good friends, other people on the board that we all work together on it. It feels great. It's a great legacy, and I'm sure it'll be here and surviving for many, many more years, way beyond my lifetime. But I'll be down here a lot. Keep walking through and seeing the new displays, the new exhibitions and exhibits. And yeah, I'm very pleased.
Hey, Corey, thanks for everything you've done, and we're proud to have you part of this and grateful to you for allowing us to share your baby.
Well, I'm very pleased
Thanks, Corey.
because it's my baby.
Yeah. Love you, man.
Love you too.